And into turn 5 is Verstappen. Far enough back, he's going to make the lunge down the inside.
3 times world champion, that's amazing.
Under braking, he's got the inside line to the bus stop chicane.
I'm proud to be sharing the track with you, and I hope you have many more successes in the future.
Max Verstappen, the ultimate F1 phenom, is mostly known for his relentless speed and unstoppable drive on the track. Catapulted into F1 at just 17, he quickly became a race winner, showcasing his remarkable talent. But he's got more than just raw speed. He's navigated various challenges along the way.
Leading this race, now out of this race, Sergio Perez leads from Lewis Hamilton into the first chicane. Once again, it's wheel to wheel, Hamilton and Verstappen.
To some, Max is the next Ayrton Senna, but to others, he's just a risk-taker whose bold moves could compromise his career. Before he took the wheel in Formula One, let's take a look at Max Verstappen's journey from karting prodigy to world champion. Born in 1997 and raised in Hasselt, Belgium, Max Verstappen's early years weren't filled with extravagant tales of racing legend. Although he was born to racing parents, his parents never forced him to race, Max expressed,
"Of course, I was born to race, but my parents, they never pushed me into racing, and they said, you can do whatever you like."
He was a determined kid whose passion for motorsport ignited when he watched his father, Jos Verstappen, compete in Formula One.
Watch the events unfold as Jos Verstappen comes in for his first scheduled pit stop.
Starting his own journey at the tender age of 4, Max quickly demonstrated a natural talent for karting. In an interview with Formula One magazine, Max said, "Don't forget, I've been karting since I was 4 years old. At one point, you'll start to wonder when you can stop pushing yourself to the limits to get the best results." Enrolling in various karting championships, Verstappen swiftly learned the art of racing, honing his skills on the track and setting the stage for his remarkable career in Formula One. By the age of 4, Max was already behind the wheel of a kart and competing in the championship at 7. In 2005, he entered his first official race in Belgium, competing against rivals several years his senior, some as old as 11. This sparked a remarkable unbeaten streak that stretched across 3 seasons. He first dominated the Belgian Mini Championship for 2 years, then skillfully navigated the step up to the Minimax category, maintaining his winning ways. Age was no barrier for the prodigy. Victory after victory, title after title, Max dominated the karting scene. Just 8 months after his first race, he caused a stir by gaining a place in F1. At just 15, he became the youngest driver ever to win the Karting World Championship, a testament to his exceptional talent and relentless drive. In 2012, Max raced in lots of different karting categories, but his wins weren't always consistent. The next year, though, was a whole new story. In 2013, Max Verstappen delivered a record-breaking season in karting. At just 15, he won the South Garda Winter Cup in the KF2 class and dominated the WSK Euro and Master Series in the KZ class.
Problema al paraurti posteriore per Verstappen, Donon e Davidone Foré.
He clinched 2 European Championships and a World Championship, an unprecedented achievement in karting history.
I'm really happy right now because I've never won a race before in the CIK, so that was a little bit disappointing. We tried to do our best this weekend.
Verstappen's crowning moment came when he won the 2013 World KZ Championship at Varennes-sur-Allier, France, beating Charles Leclerc and becoming the youngest driver ever to win the KZ World Championship. Kicking off the year, in 2014, Max Verstappen competed in the Florida Winter Series. Despite a crash early on, he went on to win 2 races against more experienced drivers. However, the series didn't have a champion. Max then considered racing in Formula Renault or Formula 3. He tested both, but ultimately chose the more challenging Formula 3 European Championship.
I got into Formula 1, and of course, in the beginning I made mistakes and I was learning, but that for me was the better way. I preferred to do that in F1 than wherever, other categories.
Joining the Van Amersfoort racing team, where his father once raced, Max wasted no time. He secured a victory in his second race weekend and then went on a winning streak, dominating 6 races in a row. Despite adding another win in a non-championship race, Verstappen couldn't catch his rival Ocon due to reliability issues and a controversial penalty. However, his impressive performances caught the attention of both Red Bull and Mercedes. Red Bull won the race, signing him to their junior driver program in August 2014. Just 6 days later, another surprise, Verstappen skipped Formula Renault or GP3 entirely and jumped straight to Formula 1. He joined Red Bull's junior team, Toro Rosso, in 2015 at the record-breaking age of 17. At just 17 years and 166 days old, he shattered the record for the youngest driver ever to compete in F1, eclipsing the previous mark by nearly 2 years. This meteoric rise to motorsport's pinnacle sparked controversy. Even fellow drivers expressed surprise at his young age. While his debut in Melbourne ended in disappointment due to engine failure,
Want to watch any more? Jos Verstappen just walks away.
My first few years in Formula 1 were related to a lot of engine failures.
he quickly bounced back, scoring a P7 finish in Malaysia, scoring his first Formula 1 point aged 17 years, 180 days, and becoming the youngest ever point scorer in Formula 1 history, shattering the record by a significant margin. At the 2015 Monaco Grand Prix, Max Verstappen found himself at the center of dramatic action. As he approached the tight first corner, Saint-Devote clipped the back of Romain Grosjean's Lotus, resulting in a high-speed collision that sent him crashing into the barriers. The incident earned Verstappen a 5-place grid penalty and sparked controversy, with Williams driver Felipe Massa labeling him dangerous for his role in the crash. Throughout the 2015 season, he consistently finished in the points, silencing doubts about his age and maturity. Inevitably, he was crowned Rookie of the Year and earned the prestigious Action of the Year award for his exceptional talent and audacious driving.
Ja, afgedwongen heet dat. Oei, 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 dit bij elkaar. Ricciardo haakt af.
At the legendary Spa circuit, Verstappen set his sights on Felipe Nasser. With a daring move, he went for an overtake around the outside at Blanchimont, a notoriously
He's
fast
got the
corner.
inside line to the bus stop chicane. It's bold, it's brave, it's beautiful from Max Verstappen.
Though it seemed like a tight squeeze, Verstappen held his nerve, utilizing the curb to gain momentum. As they entered the bus stop chicane, Verstappen capitalized on the inside line, completing the audacious maneuver.
Under braking, he's got the inside line to the bus stop chicane. It's bold, it's brave.
This bold and skillful overtaking maneuver showcased Verstappen's exceptional racing talent and quickly became a highlight of the season. 2016 saw his career skyrocket as he earned a promotion to the prestigious Red Bull team after only 4 races. Verstappen made a dream debut for Red Bull, capitalizing on a crash between the Mercedes drivers to secure his first Formula 1 victory.
And it's Nico Rosberg and Hamilton's onto the grass, and Hamilton's had a massive crash, and he's crashed into his team.
Though he benefited from strategy and new teammate Daniel Ricciardo, he still held off Kimi Räikkönen for the win under intense pressure.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, as soon as the Mercedes car crashed, of course, I thought maybe podium is possible. Then, yeah, the last 5 laps, I have to say, Kimi started to struggle as well. And from there on, I said, okay, now we are going to win this race.
An 18-year-old just won a Formula 1 race, Max Verstappen, the youngest ever Grand Prix winner,
He can go out and party like he's never partied before.
Max Verstappen, you are a race winner. Fantastic. What a great debut.
Thank you very much, Christian.
showed the world what he's made of. It's clear, no F1 record is safe from this incredible young talent. In Brazil, Verstappen displayed his exceptional talent in challenging weather conditions. He climbed to second on a wet track, showcasing his ability to handle difficult situations. A brief scare when his car lost traction didn't deter him, and he recovered from a late pit stop to finish on the podium. Despite securing 2 wins in 2017, Verstappen faced a challenging start to 2018. A string of incidents plagued him in the first 6 races. A practice crash in Monaco even led to a missed qualifying session.
And exactly. So he hit the barrier on the way in. We've seen that happen before. And I think he was just put on,
shattering his usual pole position hopes. Verstappen's aggressive driving style drew criticism, even from Red Bull management. For the first time, doubts emerged about his previously unstoppable momentum. However, Verstappen remained undeterred, refusing to let self-doubt hinder his focus. – 2019 was a breakout year for Max Verstappen, solidifying his position as a top contender in Formula One. He finished the season in 3rd place in the drivers' standings, his best championship finish to date. In this year, Red Bull transitioned from Renault to Honda power units. Following Daniel Ricciardo's move to the Renault team, Verstappen was joined at Red Bull by Pierre Gasly. In Britain, while running in 3rd place, Max Verstappen was struck from behind by Sebastian Vettel during an overtake attempt, causing him to spin into the gravel.
Sebastian Vettel's gone into Max Verstappen!
Despite the setback, Verstappen managed to recover and ultimately crossed the finish line in 5th place. After an intense battle for 3rd place, Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen both pitted on lap 14, with Leclerc initially ahead. However, a quicker pit stop by the Red Bull team allowed Verstappen to emerge in front as the 2 cars drove side by side through the pit lane. Verstappen's lead was short-lived as he ran wide at turn 4 shortly after, allowing Leclerc to regain his position.
Verstappen hangs out round the outside to try and regain the place.
Japan GP wasn't a shining moment for Max Verstappen, and the reasons were: Verstappen started the race from a decent 5th place on the grid. Unfortunately, disaster struck on the very first lap. Verstappen attempted an ambitious overtake on Charles Leclerc in Ferrari for 3rd place. However, the move didn't go as planned, resulting in a collision.
No, it's just unfair. I'm leading, he wants to pass, he pushed me, I push him back, and after he pushed me off the track. It's not fair.
The contact with Leclerc's car damaged Verstappen's Red Bull. He tried to continue, but the damage proved too severe. Red Bull was forced to retire the car on lap 14, leaving Verstappen with a disappointing DNF. However, Verstappen secured the pole position in Mexico by setting the fastest lap of the session. He followed this with a 3rd place finish in the United States. In Brazil, Verstappen earned the 2nd pole position of his career with a lap time of 1:07.508. In a chaotic race, he overtook Lewis Hamilton twice for the lead, eventually claiming his 3rd victory of the season.
Will be Lewis Hamilton taking the shortest route to the line that he could find. Hamilton's only 3rd fastest.
Verstappen concluded the season with a 2nd place finish in Abu Dhabi.
Dutch in 2021, Max Verstappen for the first time.
In 2020, Max Verstappen signed a contract extension to race for Red Bull until the end of 2023. That year, he continued to race alongside Alexander Albon. At the Austrian Grand Prix, Verstappen started in second place, but retired early due to an electronic issue within the power unit caused by a flywheel-related problem. In response, Honda introduced countermeasures to address the issue.
Norris, and they'll get the benefit of pitting under the virtual.
Big crash, even bigger comeback for Max Verstappen. At the 2020 Hungarian race, it rained so much his car broke on the way to the starting line. Remarkably, he managed to drive the car back to the grid, where his mechanics swiftly repaired the suspension just in time for the race start. Following the repairs, Verstappen impressively advanced from 7th place to finish in 2nd. Later that season, he triumphed at the 70th anniversary Grand Prix at Silverstone, starting from 4th and securing the victory. In 2020, Max Verstappen had a series of strong performances. He secured 2nd place at the Spanish Grand Prix after qualifying 3rd and finished 3rd at the Belgian Grand Prix.
Ricardo goes into the top 10, 9th fastest.
Starting from the same position.
Down, Alex Albon goes into the...
Despite 2 consecutive DNFs at the Italian and Tuscan Grand Prix, which cost him 2nd place in the championship, he bounced back with a 2nd place finish at the Russian Grand Prix, his 7th podium of the season. At the Eiffel Grand Prix, Verstappen finished 2nd after qualifying 3rd and also recorded the fastest lap of the race.
Fastest lap.
Yes, boys, fastest lap, let's go! Some sensational laps from Verstappen and Hamilton, both men over a second faster than their nearest rival, Renault's Daniel Ricciardo.
"2021 was a defining year for Max Verstappen, the year he finally conquered Formula One and became world champion. It wasn't an easy ride, however, filled with intense battles, dramatic moments, and nail-biting finishes. Here's a glimpse into his incredible journey.
In 2021, Max Verstappen...
The season kicked off with a bang. Verstappen and his longtime rival, Lewis Hamilton, were neck and neck throughout the races. Max secured some impressive victories, like the chaotic Bahrain Grand Prix, where he overtook Hamilton on the last lap.
Red Bull here tonight, Sir Lewis Hamilton as he is now, crosses the line and wins the...
After a controversial race director's call.
We can do.
And will Verstappen now be passed by his teammate Sergio Perez? Yes, he has.
However, in the last moments, Lewis Hamilton crosses the line first, and then Max come home to 2nd place.
For the Scuderia, Carlos Sainz comes home in 2nd.
At the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, Max Verstappen qualified 3rd, but quickly took the lead from Sergio Perez and Lewis Hamilton at the race start. He maintained his lead throughout the race, despite a suspension on lap 33, with Hamilton finishing 2nd, reducing his championship lead to 1 point. Max Verstappen, for the first time in his career, takes victory in Italy.
To a man who's never won in Italy before.
In the Portuguese Grand Prix, Verstappen finished 2nd after a battle with Hamilton.
Grand Prix for Lewis Hamilton, and in qualifying it was close, but the margin of victory in the end was 16 seconds between Hamilton.
At the Spanish Grand Prix, the battle between Verstappen and Hamilton raged on. Hamilton surprised everyone with a daring strategy, stopping for new tyres twice compared to Verstappen's single pit stop. This gamble paid off with fresher tyres in the final laps, allowing Hamilton to zoom past Verstappen and snatch the win. While Max secured 2nd place and the fastest lap, it wasn't enough to stop Hamilton from extending his championship lead.
Well, Daniel Ricciardo's normally the last of the late breakers.
Monaco was a turning point for Max Verstappen. He dominated the race, finally grabbing the championship lead for the first time.
Boyle, Max Verstappen's party. This is going to be his first podium in Monaco. It's his first win in Monaco. Max Verstappen leads the World Championship.
Riding a hot streak of 3 wins in a row, he held on to that lead until Hungary. A crazy first lap crash left him finishing a disappointing 9th, losing the top spot. But Max wouldn't be deterred. He bounced back strong, winning the first 2 races after the summer break and reclaiming the championship lead. Now, all eyes were on Monza. Things got heated between Verstappen and Hamilton in 2021. The title battle between Verstappen and Hamilton was intense. At Silverstone, a collision sent Verstappen into the barrier, but despite a 10-second penalty, Hamilton won. Red Bull's appeal for a harsher penalty failed.
Could Hamilton have done anything to give Max Verstappen room there and avoid that crash? He was on the inside, of course. Yeah.
In Monza, another collision saw Verstappen land on top of Hamilton's car.
Around the outside, Lewis can't cross over until the white line finishes, and
Verstappen was blamed and received a grid penalty for Sochi, where Hamilton won and briefly took the points lead. Verstappen reclaimed it in Turkey. After trading wins, they entered the final race in Abu Dhabi tied in points. In a dramatic finish, a controversial safety car restart allowed Verstappen to pass Hamilton and become world champion. After winning world title, according to Max, this is the ultimate dream.
Yeah, I mean, this was my last goal in Formula One, where I wanted to become a world champion. You know, we had pole positions, fast laps, race wins, all of that. But this was the ultimate dream, and now that we have achieved that, basically for me, everything what comes next is a bonus.
The controversy from the 2021 season lingered into 2022, resurfacing when it was revealed that Red Bull had exceeded F1's new budget cap in 2021. By the time this was confirmed, Verstappen had already secured his second title. In 2022, Verstappen broke records with 15 race victories.
He had to take the small gap down the inside. Under braking, they were pretty level. I thought he got...
Surpassing his previous tally of 10. 7 of these wins were by margins of over 10 seconds. He claimed his second world championship by a 146-point margin, with Red Bull emerging as the dominant team under the new technical regulations.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I mean, you never know, of course, when you get into a new car, how it's going to behave, how it's going to perform. But I think the season we have had has been, pretty incredible with the wins we've had.
A victory from pole at the shortened Japanese Grand Prix gave Verstappen a 113-point lead in the standings with 4 races remaining, securing his second World Drivers' Championship.
Good flag to win the Japanese Grand Prix. A 32nd career win then for Max Verstappen.
Max Verstappen's 2023 season with Red Bull was nothing short of extraordinary, beginning with commanding victories in Bahrain and Australia.
It's the Bahrain Grand Prix and takes victory. Max Verstappen wins the Australian Grand Prix.
He showcased his dominance with successive wins in Miami, Monaco, Spain, Canada, and Austria. Despite a minor setback in Singapore, where he finished 5th, Verstappen swiftly regained momentum, triumphing in the remaining 7 races. His crowning achievement came at the Qatar Grand Prix Sprint, where he clinched his 3rd World Drivers' Championship title.
Champion of 2023, he is champion of the world for the 3rd time.
Just congratulations, mate. I think what you've done has been incredible.
Wrapping up the season with an unparalleled 19 wins and 575 points, Verstappen secured Red Bull's 6th Constructors' Championship, solidifying his status as one of Formula One's greatest talents. Verstappen began the 2024 season with a Grand Slam at the Bahrain Grand Prix, followed by another pole and victory at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
A 9th consecutive win. Max Verstappen, eat, sleep, win.
Marking his 100th Formula One podium. At the Australian Grand Prix, he took pole again but was forced to retire due to a brake fire.
It is smoke out of the back of Verstappen's car. 3-race finishing streak in Formula One comes to a fiery end.
Ending his 9-race winning streak and marking his first retirement in 2 years.
Right rear brake stuck on, and it didn't cool, so it just kept on being warmer and warmer.
He bounced back with a pole and won at the Japanese Grand Prix.
Returns to victory. Max Verstappen wins the Japanese Grand Prix.
At the Chinese Grand Prix, he won the sprint despite starting 4th. then claimed pole and victory in the race.
Max Verstappen crosses the line to take victory in Shanghai.
He secured another sprint win at the Miami Grand Prix and started on pole, but lost the lead to Lando Norris during pit stops, finishing second.
Dream is realized.
Verstappen matched Ayrton Senna's record of 8 consecutive poles at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix and converted this into his 5th victory of the season.
Max Verstappen wins in Imola. What a finish from those two across the line.
Max Verstappen's journey has been nothing short of spectacular, but the real test lies ahead. With fierce competition and unpredictable challenges, Verstappen will need to maintain his exceptional form to stay on top.
Down into turn 5 is Verstappen, far enough back, he's going to make the lunge down the inside, Hamilton sees it.
The next Formula One season is likely to begin in March 2025. According Max,
to maybe start like we did in Asia, maybe have a few back-to-backs, and then do Europe, and from Europe you move on to the US or whatever.
If you enjoyed this video and want to see more thrilling race stories, speed over to the like button and subscribe to the channel.